My name's Decker. I'm with a DN Detailing out in Las Vegas.
Awesome. And how long have you been working with revenue acquisition so far?
It's been a month and a half, if that. Still in the early stages.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And I know you've been in the detailing business for a while. Like we didn't pick you up right when you got in, but what did it look like, you know, right when you got in from the time right before we started working with you? What did business look like?
I had a lot of luck with door-to-door sales. I built a door-to-door sales team. Salespeople are expensive. And so since then, our revenue has gone up a little bit, but our cost to get a customer has gone down significantly, which is awesome.
Okay, awesome. And just a little bit of background, the sales team, you were in the pest control game before, correct?
I did insurance where I built my team and then moved to pest control and then decided I wanted to own the operations. So I
Hmm.
took my team out here and pest control had too many permits. So here we are.
Okay, awesome. And at what point, I guess, how long ago did you move into detailing in Vegas?
We're coming up on a year, about 9 months now. It'll be a year soon. So
Wow, wow. So zero to a seven-figure company in just 9 months. That's pretty crazy. What did the first couple of months look like?
first couple months were rough. Like I said, I come from a sales background
Yeah.
and not an operations background, so I didn't really know what I was doing on the operations side. I kind of just hired two technicians, said, "Yo, go clean," and we had 28 guys knocking on doors. Needed more techs very quickly, and needed to manage and train technicians very quickly. So it was very messy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is one thing I always find impressive, just because, dude, I actually am not. I'm not about door to door. I do I do not really support that typically, but you made it work with detailing very well. Um, and I guess outside of door to door, you have the ads, but walk us through how you're actually getting to the record months you're hitting. We'll talk about numbers in just a second, but um, because obviously we do sell the 199 full detail or the 149 interior, but how are you also generating revenue through like maintenance packages or contracts?
For sure. So we get like initial clients, whether it's email list, phone list, whatever that is.
Hmm.
Could be on the doors, could be from y'all running the ads, could be from random website forums, just kind of all over. Once we get the one-time booked, all of our technicians are trained on upselling. So we've actually done a lot of paint corrections. This week has been insane for some reason. Just because we've invested a lot into the technicians' sales skills. So upselling paint correction, upselling ceramic coats, and then like you said, the maintenance plans, offering incentives to see us more and more often. So I think last week we had two or three weeklies were sold, and then quite a few monthlies, of course, as well.
Okay, that's awesome. And for you, how many jobs? Because I know you were wanting to really push the amount of details you could get from the ads per day, right? I typically look at a longer spectrum, but just for you, I know you wanted to get six per day. Is that something we're consistently hitting now, or are we not quite at six per day yet?
I think we're sitting around eight.
Okay.
I think I text you. We bought two more trucks last week, so
Yeah.
I do want to. We'll talk about that off camera, but
Yeah.
up the budget a little more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So eight per day with the ads.
Mhm.
And then you told me that, dude, your technicians outsold your door to door. So how
Yeah, so 2 days last week, just in terms of contract value. So
yeah.
yeah, my ops manager is awesome. I really trained him a lot on the sales side of things, and then I guess he did what he did with his guys, and here we are.
Yeah, awesome. And with the door to door team, how many are you getting? Because you sell them on one times and then maintenance packages, correct?
So door to door is just maintenance
Oh,
packages
just maintenance
normally.
packages. Okay.
We have the option of a one time, but it's door to door is really only worth recruiting. if you're doing maintenance plans.
Yeah.
Just from a commission perspective, if you're selling a $200 one time, my sales rep makes $60.
Yeah.
Who cares? Whereas if they sell a contract, 60 times 12, $700 at one door, that's a little bit more persuading. So
Yeah. 100%. So I guess it's essentially, is it like $200 per month or 2,400 a year? What is the package?
So we have minimums with the door to door, so they anchor
Okay.
at 229 a month, and then we basically tell them like, hey, 150 is your minimum. If they say yes at 170, say yes at 150, say yes at 500, and then you take a percentage of it.
Okay. And 60, is that the most they can take?
So not necessarily $60 is just quick math on a $200 one time.
Okay.
So all their commission scales from 15 to 35%.
Okay.
More you sell, higher percentage you make. It's just quick math.
100%. And then with the ads, you're leveraging the ads to basically get that one time and then sell the maintenance package. That's kind of the goal in the end.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have the text on maintenance plans, and then we have obviously email list, texting list, all that fun stuff. So we're calling them after. We're calling them, at least twice a month, getting things moving.
Okay, totally. And I guess for you, like, what has the business sold in total contract value and collected so far this year?
Oh, we're coming up on 2 million on the year. There we go. Yeah. So 1.793.
1.793. Okay, so you're gonna be at 2 mil really, really shortly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang, that takes me out, dude. We were at 1.8 the other day. I literally just said that we must have had like 5 or 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All good. All good. Okay. And how much have you fulfilled on that 1.8?
Um, I'd assume about half ish, just because we do 12-month contracts. So a lot of them, like I think our biggest sales month was February or March, and so a March contract we've only fulfilled 25% of it. So I guess about half.
Wow. So that's 900,000 divided by 6 total months, 6.5 months. It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, that is like 130, 140,000, I believe.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
was
the right
definitely.
math? I have my calculator right here.
Say it again.
I was just saying, is that the right math? So 900,000 divided by 6.5. Yeah, 138,000. Wow.
Okay, gotcha.
And if you're comfortable sharing with your business model, what is the profit margin on this?
So it's definitely gone up. I will say that recently.
That's good.
So for people who are unfamiliar with the door-to-door model, basically you sell 24-month contracts. The first 12 months, everything profit you just give to the sales rep, and then the second year you run super high margins because you have no client acquisition cost. Whereas with the ads, obviously, is you pay one time and then you keep on milking them down the line. So it's very different spectrums. And so with our door-to-door sales, we're running about 5 to 8%
Hmm.
gross after everything. With the ads, we're sitting a lot higher, around 31 to 35.
There we go. Okay. So, I mean, long term,
We're also buying a lot of toys and stuff. So
yeah, totally. So, long term, I mean, right now you're at, total probably around 10%, um, as of now. But if we continue to build ad spend, because I believe we're at like 130 a day, and we're just gonna bump ad spend again. I forgot to do that today. Yeah, I was gonna do that after our meeting. Bump in another $10 today, and we're slowly just gonna keep picking up. What is your goal once we? I don't want to say maximize the market or capitalize, like cap the market, but we're going to be running out of cities in Vegas to hit here soon. I know you had
so
plans of
once
franchising out to like Texas or something. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, so we're still opening. That's October in Texas. We might, as of right now, the plan is to go door to door for a couple months, and then once we have a little presence, have y'all come behind. But again, that's a conversation we'll have as the
Yeah.
time gets closer. And then we have a franchisee in the Tampa Bay area as well. for the summer after. So it'd be 27.
Yeah,
So
100%.
pretty
Okay, and
sweet stuff.
you know, using the current RevAC system and everything you're doing as well, what do you see your business doing in revenue finishing this year? Maybe total contract value sold or collected this year.
Contract value sold, I think 3.5 million is definitely doable. My goal is to do 3 million before we open another office in October, so I think that's pretty
Yeah.
reasonable. And then just let my team kind of maintain and profit while I'm out of state, obviously. In terms of total cash collected, I mean, we're probably on pace to do 1.3, 1.4 just off the contracts existing. So say a nice even two. I don't have
Awesome.
specific numbers there yet.
Yeah, and what does your day to day look like? Like I know you've got a large team. You're not out there knocking doors and doing the details, right? So what does your day to day
It's
look like?
tempting.
Yeah.
Um, just managing managers. I actually really hate the day to day that I'm in right now. To be super level with you,
Yeah.
I'm a super hands on person. I like to be involved. I like to feel important and boost my ego.
Yeah.
But I've spent the last couple months training my GM because when I'm over 1,000 miles away, I want to make sure that he has his head screwed on straight and he can handle things. So as of right now, I'm having to sit back and just hang out and talk to Jake all day because every time I step in to help out is an extra notion of doubt of, hey, if I'm across the country, I can't step in to do X, Y, Z. So the next 3 months, I'm kind of just in the background. Honestly, not doing a whole lot until we're out to Texas, just making sure that he can handle everything so
Yeah.
that if he does have an issue, I'm 10 miles away and not 1,000.
100%. And were we the first agency you ever worked with, or did you work with anyone else in the past?
We never went with another agency. I have the problem I think a lot of entrepreneur type people have is thinking you're bigger than you are at times. So we were putting up a lot of revenue, very low margin, and I actually hired an in-house marketing guy
Yeah.
who charged a lot more than y'all, had a lot less skills than y'all, and he lasted about 2 months before we finally just had to cut it. I don't know. It just kind of made sense. I'm always been very anti-agency. I know it's on a long time horizon.
Yeah.
It again boosts our ego to have it in house, but
Yeah.
I don't know, from a price perspective and then proof on results and then just having the 5 days free was what got it for me. I was scrolling around, I think it was like 10 or 11 at night, and I saw one of them like, oh great, another one of these agencies popping up.
Yep.
I saw the 5 days free and I was like, you know what? I just fired this guy. These guys seem to know what they're doing. We'll see.
Yep.
And then I think I texted you on day 4. I was like, hey, let's just get the paper signed because I don't want to pause anything. Let's just keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And dude, since then we've serious growth since then. If you have your spreadsheet, how many? I know you said you were doing 8 a day. What is your ROAS, your return on ad spend, if you have it down?
It was around 7 last I checked. I know it was
Okay.
13 when we were doing the budget that you wanted to. But as of, again, I haven't updated this since the first of the month. But as of the first of the month, we were at 6.62.
6.62. Okay. And have you noticed an increase since we added that new city, or have you noticed any change? What's going on? Because I know you said that Summerlin and Centennial Hills was really really working well. So have you noticed an
They've
increase?
been really solid. I kind of want to bump the budget into Sky Canyon too. I know it's a very small area, but we've got a lot up there.
That's good.
I kind of get what you were saying with enterprise just being a little bit lower income,
Yeah.
not as good. But I think the long play, kind of going back to your question earlier, is once we get kind of in every city, it goes from a buy now, bottom funnel, hey, come buy my thing, to like a brand recognition,
Yeah.
to the point where I don't know if you follow Cody Sanchez,
don't.
but she posted something pretty recently. A client has to see your logo 27 times before they buy from you on average. And so, if we get 5 from a truck and 22 from y'all, then someone's phone starts ringing.
100%. And I think with your face being in the ad, it's building a lot of credibility. Have you been noticed in public? Like, dude, I'm sure people
I
see you.
honestly don't go out much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm boring. But
Okay. Because I was gonna say if I mean, spending coming up on like 150 a day here, you're reaching about, if I can do the math correctly, you're reaching about 15,000 people a day, I believe, somewhere around there, maybe a little less, which is pretty
that's,
crazy. It's pretty nuts. Okay. Um, I was just about to say something off of that. Oh yeah, so return on ad spend, right? So the 6.62 was the number, right?
as of the first of the month, yeah. I know.
Okay.
I know we've made some tweaks since then, so it might have gone up. But as of the first of the month, yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, based off that number, if we're spending 4,500, it's close to 30K in sales just off of the ads before, you try to upsell them, or I guess that is when you upsell them, right? That's not including. I guess is that 6.62
So
including the
no,
upsells?
that is not including upsells.
Okay.
So we have that sorted because we pay our technicians commission.
Okay.
We basically just created a sales profile called Meta Ads, and
Yeah.
then anything we sell on Meta, we put under there. Anything upsold by the technician, so it could be a little higher.
Okay.
But obviously, contracts are still early, so we'll see
Right.
what churn looks like.
Right. Yeah. But even if it's say, 7, right? 4,500 with the ad spend a month, times 7, that's 31.5K just off of ads, which is a good starting point. I like that. Um, so yeah, I guess you kind of said your initial thought was like, hey, I don't know, of course some other agency, this is just another guy trying to make some money or something. So I guess was your initial thought when we first spoke to you, was it like, hey, these guys are scammers, or what was going through your mind?
Not really. I don't know. I was honestly, like I said, I had just fired my marketer like 3 days prior. And I think we had our first day that we were like had an open spot for a technician. So I was kind of a little vulnerable, I guess. Not desperate, but you know what I mean. Open to new things. And like I said, I've always been very anti-agency. I saw the ad and I saw the 5-3. I was like, worst case scenario, I'd blow, 200, $300 on Facebook. Who cares?
Yeah.
Um, I blew 8 grand on the other guy, so I can take a smaller risk,
Yeah.
and
Fair
here we
enough.
are.
Fair enough. Okay. And how has the communication been between you and us, me and you, and also on the trial, when you were working with Aiden on the free trial, how has communication been?
Really solid. I mean, honestly, my only complaint is just that I want to raise the budget faster than the algorithm likes.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
if that's my biggest complaint, I'm
Yeah.
living a good life.
Fair enough. You're like, yeah, I just want to keep spending more money. Some people don't like
If I
spending money.
have a
You like
machine,
it,
okay, if I have a machine that turns $1 into
of course.
$7, I'm going to press that button
Yeah.
over and over and over.
Some people don't understand that, Kate, and I'm glad you understand that. I'm glad. Um, what would you tell a detailer if they're at $10,000 a month, right? They're solo. Maybe they have one partner. Like how can they get past that ceiling, that first ceiling?
I'd say the biggest thing for any fans of Dan Martell, really helped me a little mentorship a while back of just buying back your time, like buying the low leverage tasks. And so I know a lot of the times when you're in the solo phase, it's like, oh, I don't have enough sales skills or marketing or whatever it is to hire a technician. So you're trying to juggle everything and you kind of get stuck. I mean, if you're doing everything, there's not really a way to make more than 20 to 30 grand a month as a solo guy, just straight up. And so I'd say just take the risk and hire somebody. I know that's something that helped me a lot from the sales perspective. Is I went through a phase for a while. I was like, oh, I'm awesome at sales. I did blah 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 in this industry, managing people. People are emotional. I'm just going to do it myself. And if I had 2 or 3 techs, then sure I can go fill the schedule and hoorah, call it a day.
Yeah.
When you have a larger team, you're not able to solo go out there. And so it gives you the extra drive because you're not just doing it for yourself and your own income. It's like, hey, I'm paying this guy some amount of money. I better make my money back on him. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make sure that I'm, willing to take the risk and hire an ads agency. I'm willing to go out there and put on door hangers. I'm going to grow some balls and knock on some doors. I'm going to hit up the Nextdoor, hit up the Facebook, hit up the Ring community app. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that his schedule is full. And it's all about just finding higher and higher leverage tasks.
Yeah.
So like at the bottom, answering the phones, you can hire that out super cheap. I mean, if you want to get overseas, whatever the hell. Next thing I guess would be labor. Again, super low leverage. You can buy it for 20, 25 bucks an hour. You will make more somewhere else. Hiring out sales, marketing, just moving up your leverage of your time, I guess, would be number one.
Okay. And I know you're like receptionist who answers all the leads. That I believe they do a really, really good job. So how does that? I can just tell they do a good job. So how does that work? How does that work out?
So obviously answering just like that, if especially from like Instagram, Facebook, people, a lot of them don't have the notifications on if they're not on the app. So you want to respond within 5 seconds, without a doubt. Very quick responding, and then just following up with people, I'd say. So in our CRM, anytime, obviously y'all have the automated message to get the phone number. And so as soon as we get the phone number, add them to our texting list, adding to any other ways that we can reach them. And then we have phone sales. So like I said, we go out about once a month. Hey, I'm in your neighborhood again. Want me to get you done while I'm here? We can do it again for the 200, or hey, I'll tell you what, I come out for John every single month. I'm literally 2 streets down from you every month. Save some money, sign here. So
Yeah, that's amazing. And they do quite a bit of following up as well. Like after they come off the ad and like let's say they don't respond, how many times do you hit them?
So we do a 1 hour, 3 hour, 24 hours, 3 days, 7 days. And then the biggest thing I'd say there is just giving some sort of variety. And so we'll do something urgency based. So in our closing question on the initial, hey, I have one more spot for Thursday, or I have two more spots for Thursday. Does 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. work better? If they don't respond, then I'd send another message. Hey, my 1 p.m. on Thursday just filled out. Should I get you in for the 3, or is there a better day for you? And so you kind of have like seemingly real, and I ain't gonna lie, we're lying half the time when we say that shit.
Yeah.
I don't need to blur, but
No, it's good.
it's not real. But it gives you an excuse. Even if the Thursday spot is open, I would rather have that in my back pocket as an excuse to text them again after 3 hours and say, hey, Thursday just filled up. Now I'm building urgency. I look like an authority. I look like the hot commodity. Should I get you on for Friday? Just always having some ammo in your back pocket of why to reach out without, because you can only use the following up line once and then you get thrown in with every telemarketer ever.
Yeah. Okay. So you walked us through how you pay your sales reps, but how do you pay your technicians and then your receptionist?
So receptionist is just salary. She makes $3,000 a month, so it's not a lot, but it's a pretty chill
Yeah,
job.
texting.
Yeah, cool. With the technicians, I'm a big believer in pay for performance. So I've stole all this from my candies, but so we use efficiency score. So are you familiar with? Okay, beautiful. Basically just a ratio between your budget hours and actual hours. So if we say, hey, your route today should take you 8 hours. If you get it done in 7, you are more efficient, which means you can do more jobs in a day. You make me more money per hour than I expect you to. So I'm going to give you more money. And then obviously on the opposite hand, if we give you a 7-hour day and it takes you 8 hours, then you are less efficient than what we plan to pay you. And so all of our wages are tied to the efficiency. And so if their efficiency is under 60%, they're making minimum wage. They're making 12 bucks an hour, because if you are bringing me in, that's not good.
Yeah.
And then it kind of tiers up to 35 an hour. But it's all proportional, so we try to keep it as close to 20% of labor revenue as possible.
Okay, 20%. Okay. And have you noticed like, hey, maybe these jobs aren't getting done so good with that kind of system because they're almost incentivized for taking less time, right?
So they're definitely incentivized to be quicker. So we do yellow slips on the follow up there.
Okay.
And so what that means is if you get a bad review, if you have to go back out and make it right. So we used to run a model of like, if you mess up, send the GM and he'll make everything right. And so people never really had to face consequences of their actions. So now what we do is anytime you slip up on a job, the technician who goofed up the first time has to be the one there to go. It's more socially awkward. You have to be more apologetic, face your problems face on. But then the other thing is that reservice counts as 0 budget hours. So we had one guy, I think 2 weeks ago, who spent 2 hours on a 2 hour job, but he was, not really doing it to the extent that he should have been.
Yeah.
And so he had to go back out there. And so then he spent an hour on the clock plus another, we'll say 30 minutes of drive time. So an hour and a half of actual hours with 0 budget hours to show for it. So it just dragged down his efficiency score, I think like 2%. Just from that, obviously it was earlier in the month, but that stuff affects his pay. And 1-2% doesn't seem like a lot, but 5% efficiency is like $2 an hour, $3 an hour. And so it stacks up real quick.
Okay. And I guess, what does your top guy make per hour, would you say?
Including commissions,
Yeah.
because we also pay 20% of all upsell. I mean, we're talking probably 45.
Awesome. That's good.
He makes, I actually don't know what the hourly is. I know he's on pace to make 114,000 this year. So whatever that is,
Wow.
divided by 12, divided by
Man. He's
59
doing
an hour. I was way
10K a
off.
month. He's an employee cleaning cars, right? That is crazy, man. Congrats. I know that probably
know
feels
it
good
is.
to you as well.
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah.
But no, his base from doing the jobs is I think 35 because he's awesome. We get like 10 budget hours done in like a 7-hour day, so he's already on top of it there. And then his sales skills are awesome as well. So
Awesome.
definitely
Great guy.
turning everybody into more money. I love
Yeah,
it.
100%. And I guess what would you tell other detailers out there? Maybe they saw us on Instagram, they saw us on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it may be, and they're just a little skeptical, maybe on the fence about working with us. What would you tell them?
I say don't get your ego too involved. Because that I know at least for me that's my thing is I went through a phase for a while where I didn't even take Advil if I had a headache because I was like, I don't want to be reliant on what if the company goes out of business? I'm just not going to be able to work if I have a headache.
Dude,
What's that? I'm just not going to be dependent.
that's funny because I actually do the same thing. Like, I don't take Tylenol or
yeah, and
anything.
that's been my mindset on agencies for a long time. And I mean, that was one of the questions I asked you is how long have y'all been in business? Because if y'all are making me money, I want to give you a lot of money because you're making me money. Everyone's winning.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a lot of people who, side hustle heroes go out there. They'll do something for 3 months. Then they start a clothing brand and they go out. Now I'm a car detailer for a week. Now I'm a window cleaner, or whatever it is people are doing. And so, I mean, the biggest thing I'd say is just look at the past is the best way to predict the future. And so, I'm gonna lie, after I signed up for the initial call with y'all, I was moving stuff around in the garage, and so I just had y'all's little testimonial videos, just like this one, just kind of playing in the background. And after the third one, it's like, okay, if Bob made money, if John made money, Jack made money, what are the odds that I'm gonna make money?
Yeah.
And it just kind of just don't overthink it.